Hi guys, it's me. I'll wait till a few people hop on here. I hope you guys are having a fabulous night. I promised you guys this live today, and I think this is such a good topic to talk about. Like a learning disability is going to be on this one. How to stay on task if you're struggling to stay on task. What are my tips for that? Another thing is about mental health. What are my tips? A little bit about how I manage that, and like anxiety with like operations, doctor surgeries type of ordeal. I feel like would be really awesome for me to cover. So, and that I've been asked to do. So thank you guys so much for that topic. The first thing I'm going to recommend with staying on task is really, really hard. I have ADHD personally, so I definitely understand the struggle with staying on task, but the best thing I do sometimes is it sounds stupid, but those fidget spinners help me. Like if I really, really need to focus on something, I'll get like a fidget spinner, or I tap pencil heads while I listen. Because your mind, basically, when you have ADHD, you can focus on that too, but your mind's like, whoa, squirrel, or like, whoa, what is that? Oh, I like your hair, just like completely random things with like a crazy amount of energy, right? So, I use a fidget spinner, or I tap my pen and pencils. Hi, guys. And, so about the mental health, anxiety, and how I manage that too, on top of the non-learning verbal disabilities that we have. One, you got to learn the best way that you learn. I feel like that's something really, really important, and that's something that I take seriously. I do better as either hands-on, or I'm better at reading and taking it in, and being very good with that. I have from day one with that. That's just me. Because everybody, regardless if you have non-learning verbal disabilities and regardless of what it is, everyone learns different. Know your style of learning. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You're not going to understand everything. Even doctors, they don't understand everything right away until they ask questions. Like, that's why they have student doctors that kind of teach. That's why there's research on different health issues, etc. So basically, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, and that's the main thing. If you need it said in a certain way, ask again, or if you get frustrated and overwhelmed because you didn't understand what was the answer, question, whatever, take a moment, just take in a breath, and just be like, okay, this is what was said. And then if you still don't get it by, kind of trying to take a deep breath, ask what they meant by that. Because with non-learning verbal disabilities, we can take things a complete and utter different way than a person takes it. So, for example, if you were to tell me, and I don't really know you, but you were to tell me, in a different way, like with a different tone, oh, you're too loud. Oh. And that's the look I'll give you. Like, I have to know you for some of those comments, or if you give me a huge sentence structure and I panic and I just react, because everybody panics and reacts, and I'm like, that could be me in so many different ways, and then that panics me, to be honest. Know what triggers you, and to try to avoid those the best you can. Know what triggers you. It does. The learning style, be upfront and honest. If you honestly know you really, really struggle, explain it. Talk about it. That's another really huge, important fact. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You are smart. Everybody's smart. You just have to know how you learn. You have to know. If you don't understand something, ask. Because you're never going to learn if you don't ask, right? And then, so let's talk about mental health with depression, anxiety, how I manage that. So you guys know I have a doctor's appointment coming up for my heart. And I know at one point in my life I'll need heart surgery, and that's cool. That's fine. I've managed that, knowing that I could need heart surgery whenever, I try not to think about it. And so, like, for that anxiety, I literally try my best not to think about that doctor visit, and I try not to even think about that possibility as long as I can until necessary. So I'm literally, I guess, about 2 years overdue on my heart, so that's why I'm a little more nervous, which anyone would be, right? But then when it comes to the appointments, this is where your kids, which is really good for your kids, which my mom did for me. My mom would make sure the doctor talked to her first and had me step out of the room and have a nurse talk to me if I needed a surgery, so they can explain the surgery to her, because I was going to panic. I mean, regardless of what it is, I'm going to panic. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm a scaredy cat. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm scared. You know, when it comes to surgeries and operations, I'm terrified. I know that your body mass index goes into anesthesia, right? So I know I have an easier chance of dying under the knife than a normal sized person. That's just common facts. I know that. I know a lot about medical, so I know putting my mom to sleep, or putting my dad to sleep, or putting my grandma, whoever, they have a less chance of dying than me, because I know how stature and everything goes into that stuff. I know too much. Besides the point. So my mom were to make the doctors take me out of the room to explain it to her first, and even if there was a possibility, because if I even heard a slight possibility, I go into panic mode. I freak out. I literally can't stop thinking, and then I start crying. I bawl my eyes out, and I panic. Like, I have gotten better, and I'll tell you how I got better, but I just kind of want to give you an example of how that kind of helps, right? But then I'm an adult, right? I can't go out of the room or I can't have the operation, right? So this is where the big adjustment was for me, guys, and I really hope you take this into heart. So, so like when I was a kid, just to kind of help mamas, we'll start with this aspect. Again, my mom would have them pull me out of the room, explain to her to put me back in. Now, they would let my mom explain it, and if I had questions, the doctor would stay in the room. So my mom would be like, okay, Caitlin, what's going to happen is you're going to take a nap. And you might feel a little sore when you wake up, and just kind of explain what's going to happen. And then, you know, especially when I had 10 different operations and surgeries, I'm used to that at this point. So then, now we'll talk about, and then on the day of the operations, my mom brought coloring books. She brought toys, whatever one I wanted. She always brought me a comfort blanket, and she let me have a stuffed animal. I was overloaded, and that helped me. And I struggle really bad with focusing, because I have ADHD, right? But I constant, you know, when I'm in the hospital, like, I'll be honest with you guys, like, I'll sit there and I'll precipitate on it, kind of like obsess about what's going to happen. How bad is it going to hurt? Oh my God, you know, I'm about to get put to sleep in this, like, am I going to wake up? Am I not going to wake up? Like, all these go into my head, right? So then, my mom would just bring those there. So then I learned myself, you know, you hit 18, you have to be in the room. So I panicked for a minute, and then I asked the questions. I asked the scary questions. I asked, okay, what are the complications? They explain that to you, right? So then I go into, and I'll start wondering what exactly happened. Like, I want to watch it. Then I'll YouTube it, which probably isn't necessarily the smartest idea, right? So I'll YouTube it. And so, but I do better when I can actually see it and know what's going to happen. So I all my surgeries I've watched on YouTube at least once, if not more. And then on the days of my surgery now, like, I was awake during my liver biopsy, was a whole different spectrum. And so because I was awake during my liver biopsy, and when they removed this scar on my, well, let's see here. That used to be a mole. Hi. Anyway, I was awake during that. That was so cool. Okay, I love medical stuff, as everybody knows about me, so I watched it. I was so nervous, though, going into those. The liver biopsy, they gave me some I don't care medicine, is how he phrased it. And then, but I was so scared. Like, but my grandma like reiterates my brain, and she just talks about random topics, and then she laughs at me, and she'll bring me coloring books still to this day to help my anxiety with the operations and whatever. And then my mom and grandma will just kind of make me do something. They'll make me play on my phone because I won't use my phone at all on surgery days. So if I have a surgery soon, because I'm going to see my doctors again, so Lord helps, who knows. Every time I turn around, I need a surgery, so hoping I don't. Anyway, different story. So, so they make me play on my phone, and then when I can't for that, because again, my ADHD, I can't, and then I want to focus on surgery and counting down. Like, I'll literally count down, oh my god, I just saw the anesthesiologist, oh no, I got about like 30 minutes, and then I'm put to sleep, right? So I'll like count down, because I know this to a T. So, I mean, again, I have it over 10 different operations and surgeries, so I have it down to a T. I know when I see that anesthesiologist, I know I'm in minutes, you know, so then I panic more, right? So then my grandma and them just make me do whatever, whether it's read a magazine. There's so many different options that can help you. I still, to this day, actually bring a stuffed animal, which might sound absolutely ridiculous to you guys, but I do. I'm not afraid to admit that. And so, and then that's how I handle it in an adult way, which kind of is that, but I'm hoping to grow out of the stuffed animal phase of that. Anyway, so I want to give a few tips on that. And then about battling anxiety and depression, I typically am a positive person. I do go in modes where, you know, I kind of get, my anxiety gets the best of me and it's telling me the worst case scenarios and everything. For those days are really hard. I have an emotional support animal though, so that has helped me out a billion times fold. If you don't have one, look into it. For yourself, you can talk to your doctors and who will get you to your counselor, your mental health doctor, and then you'll be able to look to see if you can qualify for one. Another thing that I help with my anxiety is I like to go to my favorite places, which is dog parks, and watch my dogs run. So when I'm having a really bad day with anxiety, where you really can't get out of bed, I'll force myself to get out of bed for my animals, of course. You know, I'm not going to let anything happen to my animals. They're my babies. But I go to a dog park, or if I am not near one at the time and I need something else, but I need something, I have to go somewhere. Like, I have to. You know, and that sounds ridiculous probably to some of you guys. But I force myself to, and I go to buy water. I don't know why. That helps me. To go buy water, whether you go by a lake, a river, whatever it is, that'll calm me down with a beautiful view. Which I think a lot of places by water personally have a beautiful view. That works for me. There's this board you guys can get. I forget the name of it. I shared it on my Kate for Turner page though. If you're on my Kate for Turner page, I shared it. It's where you can draw on this board and then it erases magically. That helps with anxiety and depression. I looked into it too, and I looked into like the track records with that too before I wanted to give you guys that advice, and shared that on my page. That has a really good success rate. So if you like art and that's something you're into, that's something that'll help you as well that I saw on there. Now, there's so many things you can do. Go to your favorite place. If you want a lazy Netflix and movie, Hallmark movie day, do that, you know. There's got to be some point in some places that you just let your guard down and you just feel free and that you can breathe, right? Because, like, with anxiety, mine was so bad, I was crying. When my ex broke up with me, and I'll be straight up honest with you guys, that took a lot out of me. We were together 2.5 years, and it was really hard on me because I really liked him, you know. I really loved him, and I wasn't in the best mental place. So I cried like a lot, you know. And then Donald happened, thank God. And when I would be in that dark place for a moment and really sad and hurt, I would just grab him and just like close my eyes for a minute and breathe. And then I escape. When I'm really struggling, I travel. I'm known to travel. If you guys haven't known, I've actually been to basically every state in the United States except for Hawaii and Alaska. Because I just travel and I go. That's my escape. I guess from reality, that's what works for me. For it to be classified as an emotional support animal, you don't train it. You send your animal to classes for it to be classified. And then you have to go through a whole bunch of stuff. Donald is certified, 100% certified, emotional support animal. Donald, who's the emotional support animal? Is that you? Say yes. Can you speak? Say yes, Mom. Say I love you. You're not going to do it right now? Donald, hey, I love you. You want to tell sissies, you want to tell your aunts I love you? Who doesn't love this face? Who doesn't love that face, right? This is what... You help Mommy? You help Mommy, huh? This is what gets me through the rough times right here, this rough-a-rooney. That is my other escape. Come on, baby. Come on to bed. Come on. I'm not lifting you up on this bed, boy. Come on. See this? A Rottweiler is so mean, right? He's so spoiled. But another thing is, too, guys, for depression, talking about depression, too. Getting back on track. Sorry, ADHD there. Anyway, so... going back to depression. That's really hard to snap out of. I'll be the first one to be honest with that. If you have meds for it, make sure to take your meds. Don't, just because you feel a little better for a few days, don't just go off of them. Make sure you take and listen to doctor's orders. They're there for a reason. That's one advice with that. And then go to your happy place. You know, you can't, nothing's going to be perfect in life. You're going to have these bumps. You're going to have these roads. You're going to have scary, unknown adventures. You're going to have chaos. You're going to have, you name it, you're going to have it, right? But the one thing that's always common, and one thing you can always, you have a safe place. And you need to go there when you're depressed, because that's, you know, very important. And and let me think what else here. What else, Donna? Is there any other questions that you guys particularly have for me about depression, anxiety, how I handle it, or maybe you want me to go into a specific topic at all on here? Because I'm really open. I battle a lot with anxiety, which is why I got approved for emotional support animal, and it's been the best thing ever, so I highly recommend one. Any questions before I exit off here and go night-night? I'll give you guys a few minutes to type. Sorry, there's something on my screen. Any questions? Going once? Going twice? Anything? Alright, guys. Guys, our Cape Returner family, guys, is up to 1,085 people on it. And again, it's not just mine, it's ours. Our family is up to 1,085 people. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really means everything to me. It really, really does. From the bottom of my heart. Oh, I also wanted to add one thing here for you guys about disabilities and non-learning verbal disabilities, right? The schooling aspect, if you need extra help in classes, ask. I was in learning support. If you need a learning support, do it. You're not stupid because you had to go to learning support. You're not stupid because you had to undergo that stuff, right? So, and there's different portions of that. Like, I needed more time on testing, and then just like a quiet area for testing, because I barely met the requirements for it. My mom had to fight for it really bad for me, because I basically didn't qualify, essentially, to go in learning support. Get the help and resources you need, you know. They're there for you. And how a lot of us, or a portion of us, went through speech and occupational therapy. Again, it's just like that. Just because you need more help, it's not a bad thing. And just make sure you use your resources. If you know you need help with budgeting now or something like that, and you need that, there's budgeting classes everywhere that are free half the time. I know the Salvation Army does free budgeting classes. I can tell you they are, I think they're once a week. And I think they're on Saturdays, I want to say. I know that might vary depending on region, state, etc. on that, but if that's an area you need help in, or if you need area with anything, you know, look in to see if there's classes for it, you know. Never be afraid, again, for extra help. And guys, please like and share my Cape Returner page, because let's grow our family to 2,000. My goal is to have 2,000 people by my birthday. Please help me make it happen, so we can have a big family. Because I want, when we reach 2,000 people on the page, I want to actually do a secret, but I'm gonna end up going to Walmart. I guess I'll just say this. I want to go to Walmart, and I'm going to go on live at Walmart, and I'm going to go up to random people, and I'm going to ask them about Turner's, if they heard of it, and just kind of see their reactions to see what happens there. But I kind of wanted to do a little fun video for our family to grow, and then I wanted to do another state to state in the whole country, in the world, like the whole world map I did. I wanted that I did after we reached, like, I think it was 500 I did that. I want to redo that again. But I want to wait till we get 2,000 people on there. So let's get our family on Cape Returners to grow, guys. Keep liking and sharing my posts on Cape Returners. I have a YouTube. If you haven't liked my YouTube already, after I do a live, I typically upload the videos shortly after. And my girl here as well, she uploads the videos actually 9 times out of 10 for me. So yeah, between me or her, we always get it done. But it's basically always been her, so I'm not going to take credit for that. But anyway, and her name is Jillian, so shout out to Jillian for posting those videos for me on YouTube. We have almost 100 people already on YouTube, so keep liking and sharing Cape Returners YouTube and Cape Returners Facebook page, because let's make our family grow. And I love you guys so much, and I hope that with this, and I do that map for you guys, that world map at 2,000 people, I hope you can connect with Turner Syndrome sisters near you, guys. And other Turner mamas to Turner mamas. Love you all so much. Have a good night.